York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to celebrate because the Knicks beat the Bulls 116-100. Jalen Brunson, your favorite chucker, gives you 31 points and 13 assists. All right. Julius Randle is a monster and gives you 35 points, 4 assists, and 6 rebounds. Guess who else is joining the monster gang? Randle Hartenstein is a beast, gives you 10 points, 20 rebounds, career high 20 rebounds, and career high 5 blocks. The Knicks overcome 13 turnovers in the first half, only commit 2 in the second half, and have 29 assists on the night. Ebony would be proud. And the Knicks did their thing, man. OG Anunoby as well. That guy, he did all the little things. He gave you deflections. He gave you 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and the team high plus 35 on the night. And the Knicks beat the Bulls. And we are celebrating because we are undefeated in 2024. And we going to talk about it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, a lot of good today. So let's get to it. I'm going to introduce my guys. You already know my guy at the stats and the facts. Ryan G is in the building, and ESPN contributor, posting toasting contributor, Lee Escobedo also in the building. Let's get it. Guys, how you doing, guys? How you doing? Lee, and how you liking this game, man? I know you excited.
I am feeling amazing. Guys, we are very, very close to a championship. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my soul. I really think the chip is close. I don't think we need a superstar. I don't even think we need a star. I think we just need a really solid playmaker off the bench to replace IQ's minutes. Jordan Clarkson would be optimum. If we can also bring in Kelly Olynyk, we can win it all this year. I don't think we need a Donovan Mitchell type deal. What I love about Leon Rose and why I think he's been the best team builder of the last 30 years, maybe 25 years, is he builds the roster with plan Bs and plan Cs. There's depth. So when you make a trade for a guy like OG, you still have roster depth across the board. You're able to consolidate in subsequent trades. And we have a really amazing starting five right now and a very solid bench. And we can improve that because he's retained all of our draft picks and we still have some tradable contracts, even more tradable contracts by next summer. So I'm really excited about our flexibility and options moving forward. This isn't where we trade for Melo and then we were kind of stuck roster-wise and cap-wise. We got a lot of opportunities here. I think if we had a playmaker and some shooting up front, we can actually go all the way this year.
Woo, woo, woo. There go the C word. The C word is popping up again. Woo. I get excited. I get excited. I really like OG's fit here. You know me. I want to see more. I definitely want to see more. The Timberwolves was a great statement win for us. But we got a game versus the 76ers. That's going to be another statement game where we got to show up and show out. I want to see those games and the stretch 5 conundrum. We have to solve the Rubik's Cube, which is the stretch 5. We have not played well with teams with stretch 5 so far this year. I want to see that. But like Perk said, I do believe we are knocking at that door. All right. Having that production from OG who can give you threes, can go to the hole he's what's the word I'm looking for? He unselfish. He plays with the flow of the offense. He's the perfect fit for us so far. And you can put him on the team's best offensive player. He was guarding everybody. DeRozan, he was guarding the Bulls big man. Why am I forgetting his name? Andre Drummond. He does all the little things that you don't really necessarily see on the stat sheet, and that's exactly what the Knicks needed today. Ryan G, what did you think of the game? What did you think of even Lee's comments, if you want to comment on that as well?
I do believe that the Knicks are close. I do believe that it's going to take one high-level playmaker to really complete the roster because the second unit does need help. The Knicks have a very strong first unit with the addition of OG in the lineup, but that second unit is lacking in playmaking, and the offense can definitely be stagnant with the second unit out there. I think what saved the second unit from being blown out the building sometimes is the fact that they're defensively sound.
Yeah.
They're defensively solid, so that will keep them in games. But with the lack of creation with the second unit, it's going to be tough to generate any type of offense unless you're either overplaying Julius Randle or you're overplaying Jalen Brunson. So I think that playmaker is essential for the Knicks to get to that next level. As for this game tonight, the first half was shaky, 13 turnovers, but I wasn't worried because if the Knicks are going to turn over the ball 13 times and still be within 4,
Yeah, you're
I
in
wasn't
trouble.
worried. In my mind, I was like, you know what? If the Knicks take care of the ball in the second half, they win this game. And sure enough, they took care of the ball in the second half and they won the game. There were definitely effort plays that I loved tonight. It's specifically one in the fourth quarter where the Knicks were getting a bunch of offensive rebounds that ended in an OG Anunoby slam.
Mhm.
Like that play specifically, I thought put the icing on the cake and pretty much deflated the Bulls for the rest of the game. And another thing, I'm about to shed a tear right now because Julius Randle. I'm about to shed a tear right now.
Oh man, your
I'm
man,
about to shed a tear right now.
your man.
Because my guy, Julius Randle, is playing with extreme effort
Yes,
on the defensive side of the ball.
yes,
Extreme,
yeah.
I cannot remember the last time I've seen Julius Randle play with that much effort on the defensive side. And if he can bring that into the playoffs, I'm praying to the almighty basketball gods right now. If he can bring that into the playoffs, oh my gosh, Knicks are going to be a straight problem. If the Knicks can get that playmaker with that second unit. Julius Randle, if you continue playing like this, man, everything I said in the past about you, man, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I apologize already. I'm still sorry. Yo, Ryan G, I'm glad you said something because I knew I wasn't the only one who noticed. I'm like, yo, did his motor just go up? Like, what's happening right now? I feel like he's motivated now that OG is here. Like I feel like I don't know if he has more energy because he's able to not have to guard the best guy all the time, or
Yes.
or it's the combination because we have a lot of scrappy guys. OG and Hartenstein, if you just watch those guys play all the time, the way they play help defense, recover, go after extra rebounds, watching them makes you tired. It's hard not to be inspired to join them while you're on the basketball team. So I don't know if it's that. I don't know if he has more energy, but he looks invigorated. The way, even like the steal he had on the defensive end, where he hustled and got the steal on the three and stole the pass in the corner for the 3-point line, and then after he stole the pass, darted out for a fast break and finished the layup. I was like, who is this man? Who is this man? Randall turned the corner. I already know that's Lee's spirit animal, so I know Lee was happy to see it.
I think I picked the right year to make Julius to be the leader of a Julius Randle hive. I said it in the preseason that I was going to dedicate myself to supporting him, even during the games that made you want to rip your hair out. And you guys are right. The effort is there, and I love the way that he's getting points. He's getting it in the flow of the offense, and when he needs to dominate, he's dominating. We're seeing that finally in the fourth quarter too. He's putting the team on his back, and it's a great balance between him and Brunson, who are both playing at the highest level. And evolving to a degree as well. Brunson with the playmaking, now that he's that guy that can hit shots, and obviously there's fluidity there with his college teammates. And Randle playing both ends of the floor. And JLS, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. No longer does he have to worry about guarding one of the team's best player, not their best player, on a switch. OG's got everything locked in. Now he's able to play secondary and tertiary shooters or scorers and be able to have some relief there without having to exert a whole lot of energy. And him and OG are just a huge line. Like
Yeah.
those two guys look like beasts out there. Like they're big, their wingspan, that their chest, like the broadness of their shoulders, paws. Like they're just an unbelievably dynamic duo. And it doesn't matter who they get switched onto. Where those young small guards used to beat us off a dribble, it's not happening anymore. OG's cleaned all that up, and it takes a lot of relief off of Hartenstein as well. Where Hartenstein's able to conserve himself and play and unleash a lot of that more playmaking ability that he has and second effort on offensive glass. Man, we need a whole show dedicated to Hartenstein. I don't think the three of us have talked about, the four of us talked about him enough. Dude has filled in for Mitch unbelievably. I'm not going to, move the show too fast, but I can't wait to talk about our center position in the future.
Now we can get to that. I mean, listen, the defensive the block off the chase down block off the glass from Randle was great, but Hartenstein is making a case. Hartenstein is like, you know what, my man Mitch, I see my soldier is down. You was in line for Defensive Player of the Year. Hold my beer. I'm trying to get that award for you. I'm just gonna have a whole career high 20 rebound night with 6 blocks. After the game, you blocked Rudy Gobert like what, 3 times the last game, and then you come over here and have 6 blocks and 20 rebounds and play tough nose defense. He's been phenomenal. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared because I don't know if you have enough money to pay all these guys. Like, everybody's playing out of their mind. Everybody's playing out of their mind. Like, I feel like we need to win a championship now so we have an excuse to pay people and go into luxury, because the front office has done a good job picking out cheap talent from other teams, bring them here and maximize them. Think about it. Even back in the Steve Mills, Scott Perry era, we got Julius Randle, who was, a guy on the Lakers. He was a backup on New Orleans, and now he's averaging damn near 27 points over the last month. Jalen Brunson was a backup from the Dallas Mavericks, and he's averaging 25 points a game right now. Hartenstein is giving you 20 rebounds, and he's with a reclamation project who's jumped from team to team to team. The front offices, even the front office that I wasn't too fond of because they was doing weird stuff in the media, Phil Jackson. But they set us on the right track, and now we have a bunch of guys who we just got out the dirt and they're turning into starters and all-stars. Like, this is crazy.
I have found that I don't need to tell people in 90 Minutes Twitter how stupid they are, because history ends up showing them themselves. Like, to criticize the job Leon Rose has done and Tom Thibodeau has done, look at the results. Everyone that comes to the Knicks plays the best basketball of their career. Isaiah Hartenstein, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, the list goes on. They all play the best basketball of their career. And the guys we draft eventually evolve into solid bona fide starters. RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quickly. Like, I don't understand the hatred, vitriol, and wanting him to be gone in the middle of the season at this point, when not only have the regular season showed you, the playoffs have showed you too. This guy is a great coach. He's not top 5, but he's top 3 in the East. And I would take him over just about any other coach in the Eastern Conference if we went up against outside of Spo. And I love having him. These players play hard for them. He's never lost a locker room. These guys continue to bust their ass midway through the season. Even when injuries go down, someone steps up. It doesn't matter who it is. I love that about this team. And you have to credit Leon Rose and Tibbs for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do want to throw in something about Leon Rose as well, because I think fans don't give this Knicks front office enough credit, because if you look at it, every season the Knicks have made the playoffs, the front office always has made a move that propels this team to another level. The first year they made the playoffs, it was Derrick Rose, and Derrick Rose helped bring this team to the next level. And the next season they made the playoffs was Josh Hart. Josh Hart ends up invigorating the roster, get them to the next level. And now this season they bring in OG, and OG seems like this team, he brings the team up a notch, especially with the starting lineup and showing up the defense. Now the Knicks defense is looking like the Knicks defense now they're playing defense like the way they should be. Early in the season, they were giving up 110 points, 120 points in games, and now they're getting back to how they used to play defense. Last season on the Thibs, and the fact that they were able to pull this trade off, and like Lee said, like everybody who it seems like who they brought to the Knicks, they've been growing in their roles, and the fact that the Knicks have a good starting lineup, and with the assets that they have, they can bring in somebody else where if they get the right player, it's going to take this team over the top. I'm not sure how you can really be upset at this regime right now. Like this is probably the best regime we've had since the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Check-ins.
Yeah.
Dave check-ins.
People are upset out of habit, Ryan. They're upset out of habit. They're used to being upset year after year. It's like when you go out, it's like when you have a bad girlfriend after bad girlfriend, then you have a good girlfriend that you don't know that she's good because you're so used to the bad that you don't even recognize the signs. And what you do is you end up sabotaging them. And I think that's what's happening. They have PTSD from past situations and don't really recognize when good things are happening because they've been in so many back-to-back bad situations. And we're in a good situation right now. And y'all Knicks fans, y'all need therapy. I'm sorry. Y'all need
Super
therapy.
facts.
facts.
Y'all need therapy. But and hold up, before I even go on, shout out to my day one in the chat, Edson Sean. I see you, my guy. KOT OG original. You started the show out in the mama garage. Salute to you, guys, man. Salute to you, Edson.
Yes, sir.
Salute to you. And Discord is indeed open if you want to talk. We'll patch you in and talk Knicks basketball. I haven't pinned it, but there you go. Discord is in the chat. All right. But yeah, like I said before, Hartenstein is definitely making a push for defensive player of the year because back to back games where he has 20 rebounds and obscene amount of blocks. He's going to be tested versus the 76ers, but I can't wait to see this test. All right. And you know what else I can't wait to see? I can't wait to see Jalen Brunson turn the corner because my guy has 31 points and 13 assists. He's been called a chucker. He doesn't pass the ball enough, all this other stuff. And some criticism is deserved. But I've always had a theory that if you give these men shot makers and not just shot takers, those assists will go up. And also, other people who actually can move the ball too. And this is exactly what is happening. You have Dante DiVincenzo in the starting lineup who's hitting threes. He's 11th in the league in 3-point production. You have OG who didn't shoot well from three today, but guess what he can do? He can finish at the rim. Shout out to RJ. You wasn't really doing that when you was here. But we have somebody who can hit threes and finish at the rim. And guess what now? When he passes the ball, he's actually getting assists instead of getting that zero. So I'm loving the Jalen Brunson game today. 13 assists today, 14 assists the game before. And the efficiency was back today. 59% from the field, 44% for three. The only thing was the 4 turnovers in the first half. He just has to realize he has to pass the ball a little bit earlier. Like I feel like he's trying to draw too to the ball and get too deep in the paint, then pass the ball, and that's when it gets deflected, and that's when he gets in trouble. He has to pass the ball a little bit earlier to those shooters, but he didn't turn the ball over. I don't think he turned the ball over in the second half though. But great game for Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, who both had 30-point games. I don't know if you guys have anything to add.
Yeah, with Brunson, even before he had an uptick in assists and things of that nature, Brunson was always one of the best point guards in the East. But the fact that now he's passing the ball and actually getting guys easier shots, getting guys open shots and things of that nature, and actually have guys that he can trust on the roster to pass the ball to, I think it's going to propel Brunson into that upper echelon of point guards where it's like he's gonna be up there with the, I guess, quote unquote, like the season Tyrese Halliburton is having and players like that, where they're like the top tier point guards in the league. Jalen Brunson is entering that stratosphere right now because the Knicks are surrounding him with players that he can actually trust and pass the ball to, and they're actually hitting their shots, or they're actually diving to the basket and getting easy shots off of his passes. So it's just amazing to see the uptick in play with Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle once Knicks made that move with a guy that actually fits into the offense. And yeah, if Jalen Brunson continues to play like this, it might be more than all NBA in his future.
JL, I wore my Glock rosary tonight because I have a full clip of hot takes. And I'm going to drop a few of them on the show for y'all to enjoy. Julius Randle is setting the best power forward in the NBA after Giannis. Julius Randle this year.
I'm with you, and low key,
I appreciate that.
I'm with you. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. See, I be thinking that in my head, but I don't be saying that out loud yet. I've been thinking that in my head for about like 2 or 3 weeks. Because when Randall is going up against the other team's best power forward, he's been outplaying them every single time. Even Giannis. The only thing that really is separating Giannis from Randall right now is the team has more wins, and Giannis is averaging more points per game. But his points per game is starting to tick up. So like if you start to get more wins, then you can definitively say yes, he's the second best power forward. But it's looking like that right now. So I'm with you.
Julius Randle is setting the best power forward in NBA. He's all NBA. He's an all-star, and he should be an MVP candidate as well. I think right now he's probably top 4, in my opinion, for what he's doing for the Knicks. Him and Brunson are a top 3 duo in the NBA. I think that would give Giannis and Dame Lillard a spot above them, and I might consider Maxey and Embiid in that position as well. But you have to fight tooth and nail, come up with a duo that might be better than them. Both of them being amazing, not one being better than the other, but both being really high level, those two guys. I also think, and JLS, you said this the other day, and I shot you down, but I've been thinking about it, man. Isaiah Hartenstein might be a better fit with this starting lineup than Mitch. I'm not saying we should trade Mitch. I'm not saying yet we should bench Mitch. I'm just thinking about it. And I'm watching the outlet passes and the very minimal drop off in rim protection and offensive rebounding and shot blocking. I heart due to Dog, and he has better hands than Mitch. He's able to finish around the rim better than Mitch. And I trust his putbacks even more than Mitch. Mitch has a hard time completing things when there's contact and when he gets fouled. For his size and strength, he should get more and ones than he does. But Ihart's passing ability, instincts, and high level IQ in the flow of a game, I think with this starting 5 being less of a shot creator starting 5 and guys that kind of like DiVincenzo and OG, he might be the better person to start. Mitch might be better off the bench, or maybe you just start them based on circumstance and situation on who you're playing. But it's a hell of a situation to be in. It's amazing that we're in this spot where we have this type of. We've had it first with IQ and Brunson. Now we're having it with Ihart and Mitch. It's a really nice team. Again, Leon Rose has put together, and I think he deserves his flowers. So that's my full clip. I just unloaded.
That's the okay. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm gonna let Ryan G get his off first, but I have a lot of thoughts. But I'm sure you guys in the chat do too. If you ever want to react, I'm sure some of you might. Discord is open.
To be honest, I'm not even gonna front. Like seeing Ihart play, especially the last couple of games, it does have me second thinking about if he would be better for the starting lineup than Mitch. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Because Ihart is playing outstanding right now. He's rebounding the ball. He's even grabbing offensive boards where Mitch excels at. He's playing good defense. The Knicks, at the moment, you can say the Knicks aren't really missing Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup the way Ihart is playing right now. So, thinking about it future-wise, it does make you kind of question if when Mitch comes back healthy, do you insert him back into the starting lineup?
Right.
Or do you stick with Ihart in the starting lineup and have Mitch come off the bench. And right now I'm conflicted. I don't know which direction I want to go in at the moment. Especially if iHeart continues to play the way he's playing, because there's benefits with both of them on the court, because if you have Mitch in that starting lineup, the defense is going to be off the chain.
Yep.
It's going to be nearly impossible for teams to score. But if iHeart's on the court, he opens up the offense a bit more with his passing ability. So it's tough. It's like
Yeah.
the way iHeart is playing, it's really making you ask the question: do you want to stick with Mitch in the starting lineup, or do you want to give it to iHeart?
It's closer than you think. It's just closer than you think. That's all I'm saying. And this is not because Mitch is one of my favorite players too. He's no slouch. It's just close. It's you know what it is? It's like okay, so for instance, the 76ers, right? That's a guy like Embiid, I definitely want to have Mitch for a matchup like Embiid, because I don't think he's gonna have the size to even contain him. And but at the same time, I didn't even think Hartenstein would have the size to contain with Gobert, but he blocked him like 3 times. So we'll see how that goes. But I definitely still feel more comfortable with Mitch banging with those bigger centers. But what iHeart is doing is, so think about the team, right? Jalen Brunson, 13 assists. He's still no Halliburton, right? Jalen Brunson is not some like cerebral, I can think of 3 plays before it opens up type of passer. He's still like he's kind of like drive and kick type of guy, right? And he also does pocket pass type of guy. He hasn't really gotten good with the lob. That's not his game. But with Hartenstein, he's comfortable throwing the pocket pass to Hartenstein on the move. He's not comfortable throwing Mitch the pocket pass. And having him be on the move and finish. So like there's certain things that fit with the starting unit better, and the way he opens up their game, it makes it better for me. And then also the fact that playoff time might come, right? Like I kind of see Hartenstein as like our weird version of Draymond Green, where we don't have a lot of playmaking. We don't have, like, we lost the playmaker in RJ Barrett, but if we use Hartenstein as like a guy who can cut off ball, then maybe we can play Jalen Brunson off ball some with our starting unit and still keep some spacing sometimes. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of way I'm thinking, because I know people are talking about bringing DeJounte Murray here and stuff like that. But DeJounte Murray, like as we've been saying before on this program, he hasn't done well shooting catch and shoot threes. So the spacing with him versus Dante is going to, I feel like it's going to go back to like RJ-ish status with the spacing, and that's not what I want. I would like to keep the spacing the way it is, and then maybe even introduce some more passing with Hartenstein, and then I think we can really be unpredictable and get something moving here. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's just what I'm thinking here.
But the thing is, I don't think it's going to be back to RJ type of spacing, because even if he's not a great catch and shoot 3-point shooter, he's still shooting 38% from 3 for the season. You have to respect his shot regardless.
I guess
you can't just be like, you know what, that's him. That's DeJounte Murray on the 3-point line. I'm not going to guard him. Like, you still got to respect his shot. He's shooting 38% from 3.
You know what? You know what I'll say? It might work more if DeJounte is handling the ball when Brunson is on the floor. Maybe that's the solution sometimes. I don't know. But then you want Brunson to be the guy who's closing for you. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just something to think about. It's just something to think
Call me crazy. I don't even think we need DeJounte, guys.
I don't think we need him either.
I agree. I agree with Jay Ellis. Clarkson.
Just give me somebody. Just give me somebody off the bench. Just give me a creator off the bench. That's really what I want. Give me a creator off the bench. We have movement shooting from our 2 guard for the first time in a long time. To get rid of that now, after seeing all the spacing we have, like, you see how much space Brunson and Randle have to just punish people without people just over helping, and Like they dropping 30 on people's head, efficient 30s now that they have the extra space. So I don't want to lose that. But also I need some playmaking to mix things up sometimes. So maybe a playmaker off the bench could help. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it has.
I mean,
Go ahead, Ryan.
no. All I was saying is that the only reason like I would prefer a higher level type of player that can facilitate and score the ball at times is because the playoffs, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm still concerned about Julius Randle because he hasn't shown that he can actually perform in the playoffs like
Right.
that. So for me, I just want the high level guy there just in case it doesn't pan out. But if Julius Randle plays the way he's playing now in the playoffs, then yeah, all you need is a bench guy that can facilitate and allow Brunson to rest and work with the second unit. Yeah, but that's my only concern. That's why I'm like, I'd rather go after a higher level guy where it's like, all right, well, just in case Julius Randle doesn't play like himself in the playoffs like he's shown in the past, at least you have another guy there that you could probably depend on to at least get buckets for you and at least facilitate the offense to help Brunson out a bit. But that's just my thinking. But either way, I'm like, I think we're on the same page where it's a really a facilitator like that. Like the Knicks need a second facilitator to really,
Yeah,
complete the roster.
I agree because what?
I was going to add that it's not just Hartenstein, it's DiVincenzo that's allowing us to be able to say, hey, we just need a backup playmaker. DiVincenzo brings above average everything to that starting unit. I mean, he gives you, when you need more of a scoring punch, he steps in and gives it to you. He is a flamethrower and our best 3-point shooter. Him and Brunson, very close.
Yeah.
And you're right, DiVincenzo's a movement shooter. He's also a great catch and shoot. He's also great for pulling up in the fast break. He can hit the three ball anyway, which is going to play really well to us when the game slows down and we need different kinds of looks in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Because like even and OG adjusted in the second half, right? But look at the shots that Devo was getting in the first half versus the shots that OG was getting in the first half. OG, he's in the corner and he can shoot those corner threes, but he's not like I'm gonna move around the 3-point line to find an open angle to get the shots. That's Devo's specialty. So like you'll see these defenses shot deny, and Devo will find that open spot, and he had like more shots than OG did. Now OG adjusted in the second half and decided to just cut to the basket, and he's able to score that way. But that's the type of shooting and the type of play that we need next to Brunson to kind of give us a little bit of room. So I don't want to disturb that at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would love that. I know Ebony says no Lego men, but I would give a pick away. I would give a pick for Malcolm Brogdon off the bench in a heartbeat. I would do that.
Ooh.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it in a heartbeat.
I mean, it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk. He's been fairly healthy this season, so it's worth the risk. He might hold up. He might.
I would do it in a heartbeat, dog. You don't even gotta play that. Listen, pay 15 minutes a game. Hey, if they're trying to trap Brunson too much, we need more playmaking. Play next to Brunson sometimes. Like I would do that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. But salute to you guys. I see you guys in the chat going off. I'm seeing like long paragraphs too. I don't know if you guys have seen any good comments you want to point out. But you know, hold on, before I do, let's get to the super chats. My bad. Disrespect. Super chats are welcome, man. Helps keep the lights on. It helps show you appreciate us, and it just helps support the show. So salute to Alexander, who sends a 420 super chat. Big surprise. It says, if we win this year, wouldn't RJ plus IQ still get rings? If we win this year, wouldn't RJ plus IQ still get rings? I don't understand the question.
No, I think what the person trying to say is if the Knicks were to win a championship this year, if IQ and RJ would get rings since they were part of the roster earlier in the season and got traded. I think that's what the person
no.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
I'm not sure though. I don't know what the cutoff is for how many games a player has to play on a roster for them to get a ring.
I never heard that before. I thought that once you
It's
were off,
happened a couple times in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, Whatever. If they get one, cool.
Consolation prize?
Consolation prize. Hey, I still like those guys. Whatever. All right.
Cam Reddish like me too.
Oh man, I kind of feel slighted though. If I me being the person I am, if somebody mailed me a ring from the team I got traded for, I'm like, man, you gotta keep that bullshit. I don't want that. Like I probably just give it to a kid, my kid or something. I don't know.
Put up on eBay.
Yeah. I want to win my own. Like I got traded for the guy who helped you win the ring. That's crazy.
For real.
Roberto Rivera Jr. sends a $5 super chat and said, "Who saw Dolan walking to the locker room with OG smiling like crazy on TV? He always leaves before the game ends. Fire emoji, two laughing emojis." I didn't see it, but
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
Dolan happy and at the game, not playing the harmonica. Okay, that's what's up. Sherwin said, "Folks, teams can't clog the paint with OG and Dante starting. Rebounds are easier." True. Gregory Lee says, "We've seen Isaiah Hart more than a sample size, and he's keeping this consistently up." Also true. Brogdon and Rozier both come with scary cons. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Got you.
That was me.
But yeah. Shoot, did I hit everything that I really wanted to hit? I think I hit a lot of what I wanted to hit. The only thing I will say is the schedule. Listen, the Knicks are very fortunate to be where we are right now because we were second in the NBA in road games. And I think it was a 4-way tie for most games without any rest. So for us to have a winning record after that type of schedule, we are extremely fortunate. And so like when you kind of project where we're going to be and you're looking at the schedule in January, it starts to ease up because we've been playing a lot of teams who are over 500. We're starting to kind of hit like a cushy start of schedule. I think what 10 of the next 12 was supposed to be at home, but we played one, so it might be one less now. So if you're looking at the schedule, we got the 76ers Friday. It's gonna be a tough one. Then the Wizards should be a win. Blazers. I don't want to get ahead of myself. You got Dallas, your boy, your team, Dallas over here. Are you gonna go to that game, Lee?
I'm doing everything I can to try to get in that game. You know, I have to sneak in my dad. Coming through the roof like Mission Impossible.
Right. I feel you. Then you got the Grizzlies on Saturday. That Saturday. Then you got the Magic, the Rockets, the Wizards again, and the Raptors. Then the Nets. So you already know that's a win. You already know that's a win, and that's gonna be a great day at work. And the Nuggets. All right, so the schedule is gonna look it's getting really easy, and we're gonna need those wins because the standings in the East tight.
Yeah, they're pretty tight.
Knicks right now 7th in the East. This is still play-in area. We're tied with the Cavs right now. The Nets, we don't have to worry about them. They're sinking like a stone. But we're gonna have to make up some ground versus the Pacers, the Magic, the Heat. The Pacers right now, they just beat the Bucks twice, so they looking pretty good. I'm not gonna hold you. But I'm really anxious to play the Magic again because the Magic beat us before, but we didn't have a wing to actually put on Franz in them. So now that we have one, I want to see what they're gonna do now.
Oh yeah, Franz was yamming up RJ.
Yeah, he was yamming up RJ. So now that we have an actual wing to play with against him and one of the top defensive wings in the league, yeah, I want that rematch. And I can't imagine that Brunson's gonna have another game like he had against the Magic the first time either. So I feel like we'll be okay. But
Yeah, and I also feel like with the way the schedule is set up and seeing that the Knicks are only a half game out of fourth right now, I do expect the Knicks to shoot up this month with the schedule that we have.
Yeah, I would like to be fourth at the end of January. That'd be great.
It's very doable. Very doable.
Yeah, very.
And I'm going to say too, man, we didn't mention it, but Precious Achiuwa had a pretty solid game today. He looked more comfortable this game than he did last, and he's actually a very high rebounder, even in limited minutes. He had 3 in 9 minutes last game. He had 3 in 11 minutes this game. So if he those minutes uptick to maybe 15, 16 as the season progresses, depending on if Mitch or Sims comes back, that situation, he's going to be in a really solid backup bid if he slides into the forward position.
Yeah, you know what it is? He's still getting his feet wet, and
Mhm.
you're going against Rudy Gobert. He's like playing defense against Rudy Gobert, and Rudy Gobert is a behemoth. That dude is huge. So
Yeah.
he's a center, but he's undersized center. So it's one of those it's one of those it's one of those days where your first game as a Knick, you pull the bad match.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And the Bulls don't really have any big guys like that. The big Bulls have some small bigs too, so he matches up better with the Bulls than he did with the Timberwolves.
Mhm.
Exactly, absolutely. So
I
I
thought he
mean,
played good defense against Patrick Williams in the minutes that they staggered together.
yeah, absolutely. That second unit just needs a little bit more pump, a little bit more
Yes.
It seems like so the Knicks they extended Miles McBride. They gave him a 3-year deal. I forgot the exact number off the top of my brain.
I think it's 13 mil for
3
3 years.
yeah, 3-year, 13 million for Miles McBride immediately after they traded Emmanuel quickly. And to me, it seems like they're signaling that they want to keep him here long term. Because behind the scenes, they keep saying that teams want him, and they keep thwarting teams like, no, we want to keep him. So I'm looking at this time period like, is this like a Miles McBride tryout before we try to make it trade? Because I don't know, because the timing of the extension is just interesting. You know what I mean? But that second unit, like I said, it needs help. Watching Randle, watching Randle with that second unit was kind of giving me flashbacks of the down year Randle, where he was the only playmaker. Teams were focusing in on him. He was trying to post up, spin, and then they would like poke the ball away with a spin. Like a lot of the turnovers came when he was playing with that second unit, and they were just able to key in on him. If Miles McBride is getting his money, I would like him to not just be the guy in the corner and actually try to make some plays. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't know if it's like a Tibbs thing because where he doesn't trust Miles McBride to do it, or if it's a random thing because he's like, give me the ball. But if you're going to pay the guy, if you're going to invest in the guy, we need to see if we can actually make him some sort of playmaker and not just play every possession through Julius Randle. That's
Yep.
that because we already know from experience, as great as Randle's been this year, playing every single possession with Julius Randle and not having another playmaker on the floor, we've already seen from experience is a recipe for disaster.
Talk to him, Jay.
Yeah, and I think it's about time. Let the deuce loose.
Let the deuce loose. So if it's you let the deuce loose or even Grimes loose or what, but like even the Grimes minutes was like weird because it felt like his response to not having a playmaker was like, no, I'm gonna just shoot a quick three. I'm gonna just shoot a quick three. I'm gonna just, and it was just like, this is not working. This is not working. And and you looking up, Jalen Brunson's gonna be playing 42 minutes a game. If that's the way the second unit defense is going, second unit offense is gonna work. So we have to shore that up.
Yes.
All right. All right. But I mean that's all really all I don't even do you guys want to talk about this the Ian Begley reports about the Knicks saying they have enough trade capital left after OG and Anunoby to make a significant deal?
Yeah, I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think we all I guess what is significant, I guess? What's the significant deal? Because IQ was to me was probably our best trade asset outside of Brunson. So when you're looking, so let me read this article real quick. Oh,
I
listen.
mean, they have 8 tradable picks.
There we go. To
that they can-
acquire, yeah, to acquire enough assets. To acquire Anunoby, the Knicks sent out RJ Barrett quickly and valuable 2024 second round pick that belongs to Detroit Pistons. Some fans, media, myself included, suggested after the trade that the Knicks no longer had the trade capital to swing a big deal. So myself included, me, Ian Begley also feels that way. Interesting. Some in the organization disagree with that idea. They feel like they have enough left to land a top player. New York has 8 tradable first round picks, including 4 of its own. The 4 picks from other teams are protected. Some have significant protections. But the picks from Dallas and the picks from the Bucks should definitely convey. So at least 2 of those picks should be deemed valuable for
Yep.
other teams. The Wizards pick probably not so much because the Wizards suck. And I forgot the other pick that's available. But
Detroit.
Detroit. Oh yeah. Detroit. Oh, God bless Detroit. 28.
Yeah, Pistons are gonna probably end up with a number 1 pick again.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Reasonable people can disagree over the value of New York's assets, but there are other people in the organization who feel like they have enough to bring in another significant player. Is this just delusion though? Like, what's I don't know if we have another significant player, because when he says significant, I'm thinking all-star, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
As far as players, Evan Fournier expiring $18 million. Randle, Quentin Grimes, Dante DiVincenzo, Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims, and Isaiah Hartenstein are all tradable eligible. Are all trade eligible. Josh Hart and Miles McBride cannot be traded prior to the 2024 deadline. So I don't know. And it also mentions that Shams says that the Knicks still have interest in Karl Anthony Towns, which I find hard to believe.
That's Dursan Rosas.
Oh, you think that's just him and nobody else?
I think maybe Leon, because I think Leon used to be his agent, if memory serves correct. But Gerson for sure. I mean, coming from Mini, that was his project. So that wouldn't surprise me at all that Gerson, maybe Leon to an extent, are fans of him. But well, you don't pay that $55 million contract with Julius Randle. That's a hell no for me. I don't want to trade Mitch, and sure as hell not for him.
Yeah, because that's another theory. Some people are saying, hey, pair Cat with Randall so we can just have some high-powered offense, and we're not going to be able to defend the Celtics, so let's just out firepower them. I've heard that theory, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that.
No.
And even with the pieces left, I guess if you want draft picks and that's your sole purpose, we have the draft picks. They mentioned Julius Randle in this player eligible to be traded paragraph, but I don't see the Knicks moving Julius Randle for anybody that's not a front court player, not named Giannis Antetokounmpo or Joel Embiid. I just don't see it.
And rightly so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know people might look at the assets and think that the Knicks probably don't have enough to land a big player, but I don't think so. And I think watching ESPN earlier today, I think Woj pretty much hit the nail on the head, because things are going to have to swing in the right direction for the Knicks to land that big star if the front office is going in that direction. It's going to depend on contract, meaning is that player approaching the end of his contract? And the team is aware that this player is not going to re-sign, so they have to get something for that player. So now that's giving that team pressure where it's like, you know what? We cannot wait for the quote unquote big deal or whatever the case may be. We have to try to grab whatever we can get to replace this player, because if we don't, we're going to lose this player on a free because this player doesn't plan to resign with the team. And on top of that, we might need a star to probably be like, you know what, put pressure on the organization and be like, I don't want to be here no more. Let me force my way to the Knicks. And that's going to put pressure on the organization to actually negotiate with the Knicks and see what kind of deal you can come up with. I agree with you guys. Like, I don't think we need a big star per se, but if that's the direction the front office is going, I can see why they believe they can still land a star. It's just that the circumstances have to be right to do so.
Yeah. And Woj has kind of already mentioned that there are teams who will be approaching this second apron as at the end of the season. And we've talked to nausea about the repercussions of reaching that second apron and how it handicaps you into making further moves. So there might be good talent available, just because teams might be wanting to get rid of a player that will make them reach that second apron, and maybe the Knicks will target those type of teams. That's just something to look out for. And shoot, that still might end up being the Hawks and DeJounte Murray. I don't know. It still might end up being DeJounte. Like, I don't see Mitchell. I still don't see Mitchell. I don't even know. I don't even know who the Knicks would be targeting right now outside of DeJounte, really.
Question for the group. If we traded not our remaining assets, but a portion of them to Utah, along with Grimes and Evan, and we got back Kelly Olynyk to be our backup center, and we got back Jordan Clarkson to be our backup point guard. So we had a starting five: Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG, Randle, and iHart. The bench was Kelly Olynyk, Josh Hart, Jordan Clarkson, and Precious Achiuwa. Could we win the championship? Because I say hell yes.
We'd be pretty damn close. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a championship roster per se, but the Knicks would be pretty damn close. They would be knocking on the door.
I think we'd be through the door. And that's without Mitch. That's keeping Mitch as
What's the second lineup again? You said Clarkson,
Hart, Precious, and Kelly Olynyk, stretch five.
Clarkson, Hart, Precious, and Kelly Olynyk. Clarkson, Hart, Precious. It's that. Man, you know, I still feel like that needs a little shooting. I guess that's what it is. It needs a little shooting. That second.
It's on Hart, right? If Hart's hot or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
But the playmaking will definitely be there.
Yeah.
Playmaking will definitely be there.
Kelly Olynyk is a solid playmaker too for a five.
I mean, maybe the Kelly Olynyk shooting with spacing would help us have to score, so you don't need as much shooting. I don't know.
The one thing I do know is that the Knicks would definitely be formidable. Like, the Knicks would not be easy out in the playoffs, and when they go up against the Celtics and the Bucks, they would definitely have a fighter's chance to beat those teams.
For sure.
Kelly Olynyk is averaging 41% from three, 5 assists a game.
Who?
Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah, that's nice.
5 assists, 41% from three. Him on the bench with Clarkson, championship. I think that's a level move we need, which is not much. I'm talking about sixth man of the year. Clarkson's he's one of the best backup point guards in the NBA. Olynyk's a proven big, but man, the type of offensive dexterity and creativeness, the different rotations we could do. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean,
no, what are you saying, Jay?
it could work. Let me think on that. It could work. I mean, so like you lose the Grimes shooting in that shooting guard spot, but you gain it at center, and then you open up driving lanes. It could work. It's something that can happen.
And in terms of draft capital, I imagine it would be maybe our pick this upcoming summer and the Mavs pick. which I think is fair value.
What do you think in the chat? What do you think in the chat?
I think now that I think about it, I think with that kind, I think with if the Knicks make that kind of move, they'll beat the Bucks. I think they
Yep.
would beat the Bucks. Celtics, I'm still iffy on. I think that's gonna be a tough fight it out 7 game series. But I think with that line, I think with those 2 additions, I think Knicks beat the Bucks at least.
Yeah, because the thing, it's always helped with the Celtics because the thing with the thing with KP is KP can hit the threes and he can play defense. Kelly Olynyk, he can hit the threes. His defense is not at the level, but we can. I don't know. It might be close. It might be close. We might have a little bit more firepower off the bench. It might be. You might be in there. It might be a slugfest.
I think about that. I thought about it all day since a win last game. I'm like, man, those two guys on the same team. The package might end up being more because it's Danny Ainge, and he doesn't deal in good faith. But if we could get those two guys, man, we would be so creative. I think our offensive ability would surpass Tibbs' limitations because of the playmaking between iHeart and Olynyk and Clarkson and Brunson. And hell, even Randle, DiVincenzo.
Yeah, Sherwin says Tibbs is not playing Kelly Olynyk. That's always a possibility. That is always a possibility. For sure. Interesting question. All right. Good show, guys. It's almost 1 a.m. Yo, y'all crazy. It's 1 a.m. 60 people in the chat. So salute you guys.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when the Knicks win. We over here celebrating at almost 1 a.m. in the morning. Talking Knicks basketball. We beat the Bulls. It wasn't even a crazy team. We beat the damn Bulls. All right. But shout out to you guys, everybody rock with the KOT show. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe button. We here after every game talking that Knicks basketball. All right. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good talking Knicks. If you have anything else you guys want to add or say, speak now. All right, bro, hold your peace.
Only got broad picks.
Oh, we got bro. Of course we do. Bruh. Of course we do. I'm bugging. Bruh picks. All right. And for guys who don't know, probably I don't know if you know or not, bruh picks are usually the worst plays of the game. And it doesn't have to be even this game, it could be any game, or also it could just be anything stupid or happened or dumb that you want to point out and say it's stupid or dumb. All right. So Ryan G, I already know one bruh pick. I tagged you on one bruh pick. I might have to cue this up. Wait a minute. I might have to cue this.
Yeah, one of the bruh picks is definitely obvious. It happened tonight in this game.
I'm gonna have to cue this up because, bruh, hold on a minute. I have to search you. I have to search.
Yeah, so while Jay Ellis is searching for this clip, I'm sure if y'all were watching the game tonight between the Knicks and the Bulls, our guy, Josh Hart, had the ball at the top of the key. He saw Dante DiVincenzo in the corner, open for the corner three. My guy was like, you know what? I'm gonna feed him. I'm gonna get this easy assist because Dante is shooting red hot from three in the corner. My guy makes the pass, and it flies all the way into the stands in like the 10th row.
Oh, shout out to the glitch on the screen and messed up the. There we go. Look. Who's over there? Look at this. Oh, his face. His facial expression was priceless too. It was just like, oops. Yeah, Now that was crazy. If you look, I move the screen over even more. There's not. It's nobody over there. It's nobody. But yeah, broad pick for Josh.
My next broad pick goes to Andre Drummond, who will probably make Shaqtin' the fool also, because if you were checking last night's game against the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly, my guy Andre Drummond had a wide open lane for a dunk. My guy dives to the basket, gets the ball, rises up, and bricks the one-handed dunk. He took off from too far.
He bricks a one-handed dunk. Oh man. And why does Andre Drummond's facial hair look like a porn star all of a sudden?
Damn.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
It wasn't this me, like the mustache with the shave. Like before we had like the whole beard. I was like, okay, but I don't know. That's just me. My bad. That was me. My bad.
And my next bro pick goes to the NBA countdown crew of Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, and the rest of the crew. Because when it comes to ESPN, if it's not Kendrick Perkins, if it's not Zach Lowe, I don't want to hear nobody else's thoughts on the Knicks because it's clear they do not know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to the Knicks, and it's clear that they don't watch the Knicks. They're not knowledgeable about the Knicks, and it's just a pain to hear them talk about the Knicks. Oh yeah, let me shout out my girl Chanae too, because Chanae is also very knowledgeable as
shout
well.
out to Shanae.
But when it comes to Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, even though Golden State's former GM, I forgot his name right now, I can't think
Myers.
of it. Yeah,
Myers,
Myers.
yeah.
Yeah, even though they do have their good takes at times, but when it comes to the Knicks, it's just pure trash that they speak, and it's clear that they're not in tune with what's going on with the Knicks. And honestly, if it's not Kendrick Perkins, Zach Lowe, Chene, I really don't give a damn. Or Monica, I don't really give a damn
I don't
about.
care either.
I don't give a damn what anybody else got to say about the Knicks. Their opinion to me automatically goes in the trash.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Can we have a bruh pick for Gilbert Arenas too?
Bro.
Oh my
Bruh.
Yeah, Gilbert
Dude.
Arenas too.
Dude, Gilbert Arenas is having his Knicks stuff. First of all, I feel like Gilbert Arenas is trolling. Like I'm convinced he's like, I'm gonna talk about the Knicks to get engagement, and I'm gonna just say the wildest thing I could think of. So my man is talking, and he's talking about he has this whole speech about how the Knicks are always over the luxury tax, and they always overpaying and have all this salary, and they have top 4 salary in the NBA all the time, and they never get anywhere. I'm like, dog, what year are you in? Like, are you stuck in like 2015 or something? Like, what are you talking about? Like, update your OS, my guy. You don't know, like, like, back in my, like, why are you telling old stories? That hasn't happened. And that's what's been happening. Like, and then on top of that, he ends up going, the Knicks need a star. They need to get somebody like Jalen Green. Bruh.
Who's been in and out of the rotation, not even starting consistently, having a horrible year.
So you want us to get from under the cap and sign Jalen Green? That's your big okay. All right.
I mean, he got one or two right. He said Ant Edwards is one of his.
Okay, well, he got there, man.
Got one or two right.
Yeah,
but the other one was just way off. Like Jalen Green.
Yeah. So you know what, Gilbert. If the Knicks could get Ant Edward, wouldn't you think they would go out and get Ant Edward? Like, come on now. It's not just you can just go, you know what? Save all your money for Ant Edward and you would win. Like, duh. I feel like 29 other teams would come up with the exact same idea, but they would not be able to do that. Like I don't know. They oversimplify things. Just get the best guy and get him here. Duh. What do you think the Knicks have been trying to do for the last 20 years? I'm sorry. That's my bro pick.
I only got one bro pick tonight. I don't know if you guys been watching the news, but phase 1 of Jeffrey Epstein's list came out, and a certain president was on the flight logs. Our main man, Bill Clinton. My guy, man. He has made a career of being a slime ball. It's no shocker or surprise that Bill Clinton was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. I think there was even a report during the testimony of Ghislaine Maxwell, where one of the women who accused them of coercion and assault and all that said that Bill Clinton was like frequently giving massages and like really loved young women. And it's like, man, this guy. Like,
Whew.
if there's two people you know who don't be on those lists, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump. Like, there's
That's
no
for
two
sure.
ways
Yeah,
about it. You
that is
know,
for
both those
sure.
scumbags are hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. May he rot in hell. Man, unbelievable. That's my bro pick. Bill
Damn.
Clinton.
Bruh.
Oh boy.
Hillary stayed with him and still didn't become president. It's crazy.
She sold her soul to the devil and lost.
Yeah, man, that's a sucky bet. They have to stay that because you have ambition and still that's crazy. Or maybe she loves him. I don't know. Bruh. All right. All right. Think they're good with those bros. I even chipped in with one.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. That's the show. Shout out to the chat. Alexander, Marshall L, Stanley Novak, Gregory Lee, Fritz Alexander, best mod in the game. Shout out to User UL. And everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Thomas, if you like the show, hit that like and subscribe. And thank you guys for the super chat. It helps keep the lights on. All right. Lee, let them know where they can find you, man.
Hey, man, you can find me on Twitter at @Lee Escobedo, LEEESCOBEDO. Book club time. Back into the poetry game. Got my main man, Ocean Vaughn here. Time is a Mother. He wrote this book after his mom passed away. It's a lot of poems about him and his mom's relationship. She was a Vietnam immigrant who married a GI and then had him. So he's kind of a son of the Vietnam War conflict. Mm-hmm. He writes about by racial heritage, not knowing his father. He writes about substance abuse, growing up gay in Baltimore, where he grew up. It's really beautiful. He's a Vietnamese American poet, and he's probably one of the best writers in the game right now. Incredible book. Costs about $15 at Barnes and Noble.
That's what's up. All right. Shout out to everybody who's joined Lee's book club. All right.
Hey, y'all.
Ryan G, let them know they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. And yes, tune into the Knick of Time show where we talk Knicks basketball. And we have Lee's book club review as well.
There you go. Where else but here? All right. Basketball and books. All right, and you already know you can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook. Appreciate all of you guys who are watching and staying up with us at almost 1 a.m. in the morning. Have a good day at work. Get a good night's sleep. All right, that is our show. We are out of here, and as always,
shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That is our show. We out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.